For Milton Erickson, his sudden paralysis opened his eyes to not only a different form of communication but also a completely different way of relating to people. When he listened to his sisters and picked up the information from their faces and voices, he not only registered this with his senses but also felt himself experiencing some of what was going on in their mind. He had to imagine why they said yes but really meant no, and in doing so, he had to momently feel some of their contrary desires. He had to see the tension in the necks and register it physically as tension within himself. To understand why they were suddenly uncomfortable in his presence, what we discovered is that non-verbal communication cannot be experienced without making experience in words but must be felt physically as one engages with facial expression or lock position of uh, other people. It is a different form of knowledge, one that with the animal part of our nature and involves mirror neurons. To master this language, he had to relax and control the content and interpret with words and categorize was seeing. He had to tamp down his ego, thinking less of what he wanted to say, and instead directed his attention outward in the other person, attuning himself to their changing moods as reflected in their body language. As he discovered such attention changed him, it made him more alive to the signs of people continually emit and transform him into a superior social actor capable of connecting to the inner life and developing blood rapport. Erection progressed from his self-transformation as he noticed in opposite direction, becoming more self-absorbed and observant each passing year. He liked to accumulate from his work demonstrated this. For instance, he once asked a group of interns in the hospital where he worked silently to observe elderly young man covers in a hospital bed until they saw something that would indicate a possible diagnosis for her bedridden condition. They watched her for 3 hours to no avail, none of them taking notice of the obvious fact that both her legs had been amputated, and there were people who attended his public lectures. Many of them would ask why he never used that strange looking pointer he carried in his hand as part of his presentation. That failed to observe his rather noticeable limp and need for a can. As Erickson saw it, the harshness of life makes most people turn inward. They have no mental space left for simple observation, and the second language largely passes them by. In addition, we are the pessimist animal on planet, depending on our ability to communicate with others for our survival and success. It is estimated that over 65% of all human communication is non-verbal, but that people pick up and internalize only about 5% of this information. Instead, almost all of our social attention is absorbed by what people say, which more often than not actually serve to conceal what they're really thinking and feeling. Non-verbal cues tells us what people are trying to emphasize with their words and the subtext that the message nuances of communication. These cues tell us what they are actively hiding, the real desires. They reflect in an immediate way people's emotions and moods. To miss this information is to operate blindly, to invite misunderstanding, to lose and this opportunity to influence people are not noticing the sign of what they really want or need. The task is simple. First, you must recognize your state of self-absorption and how little you actually observe. With this understanding, you will be able to motivate, develop the listening skills. Second, you must understand, as Erickson did, the different nature of this form of communication. It requires opening up your senses and relating to people more on the physical level, absorbing their physical energy and not just their words. You do not simply observe their facial expression, but you register it from within so the impression stays with you and communicates as you gain greater vocabulary in this language. You will be able to correlate a gesture with a possible emotion. As your sensitivity increases, you will be even more notice some of what you have been missing. And equally important, you will discover a new, deeper way of relating to people with the increased power this will bring you. You will always be the prey or glutton, devils and fools in this world if you expect to see them on the work with. owns and generally their purpose on. It should be born in mind that in their intercourse with the others people are like the moon. They show you only one of their sides. Every man has an innate talent for making a mask out of his psychopath. He can always look as if he really were what he pretend to be, and its effect is extremely deceptive. He dumps his mask whenever he is obsessed to letting himself into some of one's good opinion. He may pay just as much attention to it as if it were made of wax or cardboard. Arthur Schopenhauer.